Eric, I'm going to talk about some stress. We saw stress with one particular startup and Washington a little while ago. It was none other than Uber deciding not to be on Donald Trump's panel of advisors. But since then, I mean, where do we start with Uber? But this week it was the mea culpa. The video that you brought us last week has now been answered, and Travis Kalanick saying, I need help, and actually I'm going to get COO. Right.
For a second, we were like, okay, he says he needs leadership help. What does that mean? And right now it's looking like they're going to hire a COO. There are reports that they've hired an executive recruiting firm, and they're going out.
Sheryl Sandberg.
Yeah, exactly. Her name comes up constantly. It's certainly with all the problems they've had. You know, there's a strong desire to have a strong female leader at the company, and then just somebody that Travis could see as a peer and could be sort of the messenger for the company that he's clearly been unsuccessful in delivering.
Are we hearing names being circulated as to who could be that person?
You know, I think there are, you know, dream candidates. People talk about like Disney's old CFO, but I don't think there's any sort of specific reports of they've talked to this person and this is who they're considering. I think it's still premature for that.
I mean, Mark, as I say, where do we start with Uber? Because it's not just been that that's been all-consuming and taking our attention. There's also been the interesting report that they have something called a Grable, where it's basically trying to get away from the authorities. In cities where perhaps they're not allowed, they are able to put up an almost fake version of the app that help cars dodge certain individuals. And now that's being taken offline.
Right. There's been a never-ending parade of bad news, one of which was this gray ball circumstance. So they came out and said that they will no longer target regulators and law enforcement officials with this program, which they say that they still plan to keep because they use it for other things, such as, you know, if they suspect somebody is going to do harm to a driver or otherwise violate the terms of service agreement within Uber, they'll use the system to sort of deceive them and think that they're actually on the system when they're not.
Eric, as the reporter on Uber, the key guy who breaks all the news, how are they reacting in terms of, it has just been a perfect storm, a nightmare scenario for them, because you can sometimes have PR disasters, but to have them all seemingly in one short amount of time, it's been pretty painful.
I think the morale hit is probably the most damaging effect. I mean, delete Uber, the hashtag, certainly had some impact on their business. I think a lot of the other controversies haven't had the same impact on usage, but I think, you know, they're constant. Every week on Tuesday there are these all-hands meetings, and it's like Travis, the CEO, is asked to cry every week to apologize a different way. You know, it's just a constant. And these employees could work anywhere in the world, so Uber has to provide a company that, you know, they go home to their families and they're not asked, why are you working for the bad guys? You know, and I think that's a core problem that they're facing right now.